Hello, lovely people. New game night. I have been eating, sleeping, breathing, drinking blueprints. It is all I think about. I dream about it. Literally, it's like taking over my brain. Like we were playing or maybe we were watching something else and someone walked past a shovel and I was like, oh, they should grab the shovel. I was like, what? The shovel. I was like, I need to calm down. It is bad. It is just like taken over my brain. But anywho, we've had this game come highly recommended. And yeah, so I guess we'll just jump into it. So the plane crash last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottrees, his wife Brenda, and their 3 daughters known as the Roottrees sisters. Lauren is silent shit. Okay, she should be there now. Sorry.
Hi.
Carl Roottrees was the president of the Roottrees Candy Company, and it's not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash.
Uh-oh.
They're calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and crew perished. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of year. We do not know much at this time, but our sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect terrorism. The crash did not cause any local property damage, and fortunately, nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our abilities.
Wow.
I see. Okay, so yeah, apparently there's like the very first family tree that we'll fill out, and then like once you finish that one, there's another one if you want to do it.
Oh, kind of like a little DLC or something.
Or just more game or something. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I remember looking this one up and like watching a little trailer, and the vibes were very Nancy, so I'm excited.
Yeah, they look very 90s kind of nostalgia from what I've gathered. So, I'm into it. 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Well, all right then.
Oh boy. Oh,
I know it's late.
Why did
but
that
I'm
open
guessing
on
you've
it?
seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees Company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
Oh, that's us.
I'm going to
Nice.
give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
okay. Sleuth.
Okay. So we are aboard. Oh, they did a Got Milk campaign. The person you hired gave you this photo with the note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches, on which I thought would be more important or more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a root tree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium it found in milk is so important."
Ugh.
Oh, 90s milk. 90s dairy was unmatched.
Yeah.
Alright, so did those automatically? No. Okay, how do I... Interesting. So we got a wedding ring on this one.
Ooh, yep.
I'm gonna watch... What are our pictures? Ah, I see. Oh, we don't know.
Wedding girl's probably the oldest, but
Yeah, we don't know the other two really. Okay. Spider search. Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. Okay.
okay.
Riley's the smart one. Rose is a middle child like me. Okay. What?
It's just ROSE.
Am I crazy? Hello?
Oh yeah. Maybe it's short for something.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well.
Huh.
Okay. It did say it was written by a teenager.
Yeah.
You might think they're rich just because they're models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do the modeling for her brand Root. I eat Roottrees candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps, and I try to dress in plaid Root clothes like Riley does in most posters. Someday
okay.
I want to get my ears pierced like Rose.
So Riley's got the plaid.
How did I pull that up? On the screen.
Yeah. So Rose has got her ears pierced. Yeah. TMS. Is there anyone with those initials for her spouse?
Thomas.
Thomas Sheridan. Can we look up Rose specifically? Yeah, how are we missing?
Maybe she goes by her middle name.
Okay.
Let's do. Hmm.
Same thing. Oh.
Interesting. Okay. So what other information do we need? Just their occupation?
They're all models, apparently.
It did say something. The models. Yeah.
Alright, well, she's the only one we don't have.
What's the dad's name? What if we just type in Roottrees? Carl Roottrees? Hi, decoys.
Hey. What did it say in their milk campaign one again? Okay, never mind.
Candy, Carly, Gwendolyn, Gwyn, Christina, Lauren,
I mean,
Miracle.
our HOSE would match her sisters, so it makes sense. I don't understand.
And she would have the same last name, right? There's no reason she wouldn't be a Roottrees.
Yeah.
Surely if you just were to search this. Yeah. Okay, so.
Rose.
Oh,
Are
interesting.
we missing something? I don't.
I was trying to look up information about the oh, daughter Rose with her birth name Carly. Okay, I was gonna say it's gotta be somewhere. It's like she goes by something else or something like that. All right.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet.
You're kinda
Some
creepy,
folks
baby.
refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired. The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful
We're
discoveries.
gonna fill them in.
We will be filling them.
Lastly,
in, thank
you
you.
now have
cannot
access
be
to some
filling.
unique websites, plus a list of notable root trees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree.
Okay.
I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Got it. Bye.
Oh,
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out,
oh,
I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here.
what?
Thank you,
Okay.
and good luck.
Oh, no, now it's ominous.
Suspicious.
Wow, there's a lot. Sleuth.
Sleuth them up.
Oh, it's like Oberdin. We need to get 3 at a time.
Okay, so there's multiple Gwyneths.
Boy.
Um. He married Gwyneth, whose family owned a small farm called the Anderson Maple Farm.
Nice.
Let's go in here. And I also don't love the keyboard clackies. All right. So
So Carl and Brenda.
which one is just the spouse, though? You know.
Oh. Because the main one will be a blood relative.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Carl, because yeah, Carl is a direct descendant.
Every president is a direct.
Oh. She didn't change her name?
I guess not. We'll put her in here as Brenda White then, I suppose. Excuse me.
And he's the president.
Oh.
Oh, he's the last one, I guess, yeah.
And then if we do Brenda Roottrees, Carly Roottrees, okay. I mean, I guess we could just straight up Google.
Like his great grandfather before him. Okay, so he and his great grandfather got
Watchman
Watchman
of the Year.
of the Year. Elias was his great grandfather.
So this would be his grandfather and this would be his great grandfather. But it doesn't say
yeah.
which.
Okay.
Let's propaganda site. Oh, that picture's been added to evidence. Okay, so how do we hear someone?
The arrows at the top of
Oh,
the
I see.
screen. Yeah.
Credited for inventing 5 pieces. Blood is thicker than syrup. Any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy.
All right.
Hit escape to see the entire table of evidence. By the way, it helps a ton. Oh, okay. That is helpful. Thank you. A few more quotes from Elias from a book called Family Man by Bess Williams. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. So maybe they're related somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We should maybe look at it all quickly, though.
Yeah, these are our star ones we want to start with. Any entry on the family tree that belongs to someone on this list will be marked as a star. Okay. Named as such because the original creator had 5 children. Yeah, it also mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then.
Okay.
Eloise?
The giant list of people. Okay.
Yeah, this is like at the beginning of Oberdin when you're like, oh,
Ugh.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, then let's just Carl Roottree's the dad. Let's try
Yeah.
Gwyn Rootree.
His picture was somewhere. Oh, it was on the TV.
Yeah. Old films that are not yet available on VHS. Gwyn is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. Do we have to put...
Actress?
Well, this lady... Her family had this... the
Farm. He was a president. The first president.
and then their daughter, Gwyn. I'm assuming it's their daughter. What did this say? 50s.
Oh, I see. She's the granddaughter. She shouldn't have been named Rootree, but her father took her mother's famous name.
Famous actress. She was a granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Granddaughter of her father took her mother's famous name. Okay. So So they had 5 kids. They all got married at some point. Once you verify this person... Hello? How do I... We'll be able to add bonus photos.
Oh. I know. We need to find a picture of him. What are the... so it looks like we now have access to the library and periodicals. Oh, we can look up that book.
Was it on this page? Which book?
No, it was 1 back or 2 back. This one. Family Man, The Rootree Legacy.
Okay, so it was written by him, right?
Bess Williams.
Bess Williams, okay.
Oh. Okay. Huh.
Can I just...
Maybe we try to search for Carl. Get a picture in the periodicals.
So you have to.
Oh,
Okay.
we need. Oh, did that just print?
Okay. Yes, there he is.
Nice.
Let me click on him. Okay. She was a fashion consultant. Do we have to fill in her? No.
She's not important.
No.
Carl's cousin Jim.
Okay. So same grandparents. So
Lots of options.
it's got 3 cousins, 3 blood cousins.
Mhm. A cousin with a daughter.
A notable singer who had a young daughter around the same time as Raina. If you highlight on the PC and click the highlight option, it adds what you highlighted to your notes. Oh, okay, amazing. If you click that note in the notebook. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. So if I do this, look at that. Okay.
Ah.
Diamond LaRue.
Diamonds Daz.
So they only have the one kid, I suppose? These people have 2.
Oh. My food is here. I will be right back.
Okay. They didn't say anything about them getting divorced, so it's probably this cousin. James Roottrees. No. It's Diamond, and I think this is James. And he's a musician. Oh, there they are. Alright, let's put some pictures in. Yep. And then... Is there anybody else? Oops, hit the wrong button.
Wait, did you just put that guy in for the father of the daughters?
I don't think so. Oh, I did. I meant to put him. I filled out over here. It was just the wrong box.
That might mean, because I think it confirms them in groups of 3. So that might mean we've got something wrong.
Well, we know he's right? I mean, he's the president, and that's the latest one. He might not be in this slot, this cousin, but like, this cousin didn't get married.
We've also got Elias and Gwyneth at the top.
This one,
That we
it looks like got divorced twice, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we didn't put his name in there.
Because there's multiple Eliases.
Right. Oh, I need 3 more correct blood relatives. So maybe we have to get 3 on top of them.
Blood relatives.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. Okay, so this one's got 11.
We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
Okay.
Saturday night and you're quite a sight. The world might be burning, but I'm feeling right. Making ends meet, so they rent and leave. We can't afford gas, so we skate in the streets. Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty. Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
Floors me that they wrote a whole damn song for this game. They sure did. The great grandson of Elias Roottrees can make disco this sweet.
On wheels we glide with you by my side. Inflation is rising and so is our pride. Big car and fade, make love not hate. They fight overseas but we'd rather skate. Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty. Ladies blush and find me so witty.
Is there a way to stop the music?
Tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
Nope. Wait. Why is that the only piece of evidence?
Politicians at large are hopeless. The bankers in charge
there we
are
go.
all clowns. The parties sell better than protest. So
I don't see anywhere to pause it. They said you're listening.
guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Button near the clog. In the bottom right. Ah, there we go. All right. Image from auction for a sealed copy. Has a sticker that says only the great grandson. And then we got all the lyrics. Okay. I googled her.
Mm-hmm.
It said there we go. Granddaughter of Elias. What happens if we do like what's one of the decoy Eliases? There's an Elias C and an Elias M. Okay.
Could you do like Elias Roottrees Jr. or the second or something?
Historical buildings in Butler County. He's listed alongside old resident Hunchtop House. Um, all right, let's red root tree maybe. Appointed judge and politician. Shortest term in history. He was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people.
Oh gosh.
Claimed to be related to the Roottrees Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence and he was defeated in a landslide.
Why is he in our main list?
I don't know. Distant relative of the Roottrees sisters is known for her book A Life Between Wars.
A married name. Lauren Rafferty.
Oh, his middle name is Herring, so he's literally a red herring.
That's funny.
According to a website about famous authors, Lauren Rafferty.
Meaning her husband's last name will be Rafferty.
Famous family, they insist she release him under her original name, Lauren Roottrees. So her husband died in World War II. Okay, so we could look up
There's
her
a
book.
Time of her.
Romance and court. She had the
Brother
inspiration.
Clancy.
Brother Clancy.
Whose professor soon he'd leave. Wow, this feels like the ultimate of rabbit holes. Like, look at one thing, go to another thing, go to another thing, go to another thing.
Yeah. um. So.
It would be Clancy Rafferty.
Why would it be that?
Because that's her.
Is that her husband's
Oh, no,
name?
you're right. You're right. Never mind. It could be her brother-in-law. But then, I don't know if we really need this.
Oh, lots of pictures. Okay.
Wow.
If this was really 90s, that would have absolutely murdered that printer. You would have been in trouble for using so much ink. Okay. Her diary pages of life between wars. Lost her husband Jacob. Jacob died in the final months of World War II while she was pregnant. Raised her son Clark. Lauren never remarried and only had one child. And she...
Okay.
Alright, so... She's probably this generation.
Yeah.
Never remarried.
It doesn't say, like, if they died, you know?
Yeah. By skimming the pages, you glean she was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. So, yeah,
So somewhere in there. Mm-hmm.
this generation. All right. Her mother's family was called the Cossells, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was the head lawyer for the Roottrees Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Clanced Trust. So... I guess we can just highlight this and know it'll just come right after that. Five pieces is the first generation, Lauren's generation, and then the Free Spirits.
Okay.
Seems everything has somebody to complain about. Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. Gwen was an only child.
So Lauren has 3 brothers.
Granddaughter of Elias Rootree. So maybe here
Mm-hmm.
or
And then-
here.
Or there, yeah. And Lauren's somewhere in the one with 4.
Yeah, this. Being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing. So she's here.
Is it, yeah, youngest, oldest, like that? Is it oldest to youngest?
Oh, it was oldest. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
She's this side. But we don't have a picture of her. Or is this her? That's her.
That's her.
Okay, so this is Lauren. And she had a son, Clark. Nope, that's her occupation. She was an author. Maybe a writer.
It's got author in there.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yay!
We did one!
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be just like Oberdin. I already feel it. Yes, look at us go.
Cool.
Booyah!
So her son's name is Clark. And her husband's name was Rafferty.
Jacob.
So maybe he was also a musician?
Yeah.
I do want to keep reading here though. Okay.
Yeah.
During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. Okay. I hoped she would be the sister I never had and that I'd do the same for her. Even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. What a mess, but she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. So this is... We know Gwen is either this one or this one. Well, we know Gwen is starred, right? So this one has to be Gwen.
Oh, true, yeah. And then her mom is Margot.
By the way, you should click the spyglass when looking at a clue. We did that. I did that. Yeah, Margot.
Except, do we know
Right.
later? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Margot was... We can look her up. Was it Margot with a T or no?
Maybe it could be Margaret.
Margot
Margot
Light.
Light.
maybe she had a different last name then? I don't know.
She's Margaret Roottrees in the thing you just put down. The list.
Yeah, but so they always they
you
kept
mean?
like online. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually.
She's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlit and tell tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lean and Wild Bill Williams. She's the first Roottree woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I'm jealous. We can put that in. An entry entitled Dynasty from Lauren Roottree's diary focuses on the day her grandfather announced he would step down. Wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president. That's what he gets for holding on to it for so long. Architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Okay, so none of the 5 pieces were president number 2.
Yeah.
Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family since we still have the Roottree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who volunteered. Who was volunteered. So...
First son of the firstborn 5-piece.
She says she had the inspiration of one of her brothers, Clancy's lectures on the Middle Ages. So, yeah, one of these is Clancy. And there's a Zach who's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. So we can put him in. Firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece.
We don't know. Because they might have had a girl too.
Oh, not firstborn child.
Wow.
True. Well, this one only had one child. So it could be that he's this one, but it's weird if there's only 2 of them for them to say his firstborn son if this is a daughter.
Right.
Like they would have to both be boys. I would think. We can change it, but and then his name didn't match, which makes sense. Which means this is probably
A Roottrie.
This is a female Roottrie, a woman who married somebody with the last name Morden.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Ask Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach. It is. It is that way. But why would y'all word it that way?
Yeah.
So Angelica and Zachariah. And I'm next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. Never forget the cuss word Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product.
Oh boy.
Oofa. Okay. Sam. Elias Roottrees had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up.
Huh. Okay.
Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. So these must be Miracle's boys, and this is Miracle.
Okay. I'm with you.
Probably the first. Didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. So Elias Jr. is her uncle. So one of these is Elias Jr., one of the 5 pieces. So this one's Miracle. Could be that one, or it could be... Or no, this is Margot.
Mm-hmm.
Miracle Margot. It's not, this wouldn't be her Lauren's uncle, and this is a woman, so this is Uncle Junior's, probably Elias Jr. Wedding to Patsy last year.
Gosh, would he have gotten married super late? Must have.
Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside farmhands EC and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Is there multiple Eli? Oh, I see. Yep.
Oh. Hmm. Oh, do you think Clancy it's Elias Clancy? EC.
Maybe. But
Just
one of
about.
her brother is Clancy, right? Lauren's brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him to make the bike's engine faster. Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. Danielle isn't much older. Oh, well, they're gonna split up. confronting them would make
Wow.
me a hypocrite. Only one who has any principle is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. So her grandfather, or so her brother Clancy was his dad.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Ugh,
Oh.
there's so many of them.
Hmm. Well, so did Clancy only have one kid? Because yeah, so that would make him Clancy Jr., right?
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like Carl had any sons that he would have named.
Clancy. Which means, is Pop's name Clancy? Plants trust?
Yeah, so this is the OG Clancy.
That's my guess.
And I think her another brother is Edward, but I don't know if he's her youngest brother or her middle brother.
Ah.
Zach's not a bad president, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen.
Okay.
Gwen, she came out of divorce with her head held high. Does that match up with our... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Zach's wife had twins, so Zach had twins.
Sister... No, Zach is uncle to twins.
Oh, you're right.
My cousins are doing well, and his sister. So it's Zach and his sister. Zach is here. So it's gotta be probably this one that was raising
Or-
twins.
Well, Zach's sister would be the one next to him on the left.
Oh, right, these are cousins. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
these are the twins. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was very informative.
That was so informative. All right, let's read this. For and about corporate leaders. Does this go down when you solve the...
There was more.
This one had like 11 or something, right? Or no, it's one of them.
That one did.
This one did, and
Oh?
it did go down. Okay, so they will go down as we like mark stuff off. So there's something else to be gleaned from this. Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr., who had just become president of Roottrees.
So that's his parents' cousin.
So yeah, it would be like your dad's cousin's child.
Oh.
Like my second cousin is my age,
Okay.
but it's my dad's cousin's children.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. So his parents, cousins. Second cousin Ernie Jr. So it's going to be in this same generation, but we don't know much about them yet. Other blood relatives who have a say in the company's finances. Okay. Is there any further information on that? This is the 5 pieces. So 2 girls, 3 boys. So this is Pop.
Yeah, that one.
And then this will be the youngest.
And there's only there's 2 girls.
But they said that Margot's mother was blonde, didn't they?
That sounds right.
Miracle is a man?
Oh.
She looks like somebody. She looks like an actress that I'm like a real actress. It's like a little bit Elizabeth Olsen. I don't know what else. Who else is in there? It'll come to me. So Eli Jr. is probably this firstborn son. If this is Pop,
Yeah. It does say Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age.
Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it. Yeah, so he is considerably younger than his siblings then.
Oh, I see.
Miracle was the same age as Angie and Lauren.
Okay. But they said no. Okay.
posed this in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. Interesting. This is the next generation. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the Five Pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one, but I was outvoted by my brothers. Yeah, this is him. Must be, right? Well, one of these two. They insisted the four of us stand together. So we clumped up in the middle and let everyone else fill in and behind in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. So, which of these two, though? They both look a lot like that man from the last photo.
I feel like the one in the back looks the most.
Yeah. Insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge after all these years. Interesting.
Huh.
I don't know if we can label any of those. Maybe him.
We can do... Oh, but Eli, there's several.
She said
Eli
Clancy,
Hunter.
right? I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left. I was outvoted.
Oh, I see.
So... So she's got a brother named Eli and a brother named... don't know if I wrote that down.
The old one, I feel like it's their suits that are similar to me.
Yeah, I mean, he's got blonde hair and like a lighter colored suit, and then we've got blonde hair and a lighter colored suit. So
Yeah.
but we don't know where her brother Eli goes, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, this is Clancy, but she's got two other brothers.
Yeah.
And she doesn't call him Eli Jr., she just calls him Eli. Her grandfather Elias announced he had stepped down. Her brother Clancy said everybody got quite heated. We still have the root tree name. Not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Hi, Drunk Detective. I was looking for a detective type game and saw quite a few people mention this. Any good? I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
It's very chill and very just like fill this in.
Yeah.
Which is my type of shit. So, if that's your type of shit, I think you'd like it. Yeah, we've got drunk decoys and drunk detective in chat. Angie's older than Zach, and I'm the next oldest. And then it's her, and then Clancy, and then there's an Eli, and she named her other brother somewhere in here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Sam is the one in the picture that she's like, why is he here?
Yeah. I feel like this is an important paragraph. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. So Miracle's youngest is one of the Elis.
Mm-hmm.
How many Elis are left? 3?
3. Well, the main Elias fruit tree we've got in there, right?
I guess we can put him in. Yeah, we never did. No, we never did fill him in. And then we've got Elias Jr. And then there's an Eli here and an Eli here. Eli C and Eli M. Whichever one is which.
Edward?
Where do you see that?
The down, yeah. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. So one brother named Eli, one brother named Edward.
Is it hard? So far, well, I don't know. So far we've been cruising and we haven't like gotten stuck yet because there's just a lot of content, but I'm sure at some point we'll be like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, so there is only one. There's Clancy Edward, and then there's Edward Roottrees. So one of these is Edward Roottrees. And Zach took over, right?
Yes. Yeah. we put Angie for his sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I enjoy the music.
I agree.
Okay. Hear me out, and I'm sorry in advance. Doesn't in her diaries she say that her mom says that Zach is larger than everybody else?
The cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, counterback, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. So he's the bigger guy in that photo, you think?
That's what I'm assuming.
And she did say he's in that photo.
Oh. I don't remember.
There's her and her 3 brothers. Well, it's just the next gen kids. So he would. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yay!
You do need to write down stuff, Drunk Detective, but the game has like a built-in system to help you do that, so it's not as painful as it seems. Hi.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
Okay.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Okay. Just making sure I grabbed all the pictures off the ones we already had. I think I did. All right. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of them. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 or so years, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. Okay. Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of the photo, in childish print writing, it says November. There are a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Carolyn Gwynolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Goodness.
Oh boy.
Okay, so can we can like put in bonus photos.
Mm.
His hair is exactly the same.
It is. Expression the same.
Okay. Vote for Stephanie Jones for City Council. This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It is a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article from the Butler County Times about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. The handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, She could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. So this is the relative.
Yeah.
Do you guys play a lot of detective style games? If yes, you got any recommendations? Yeah.
Yes.
We play, mystery and puzzle style games. So we started out playing like all the Nancy Drew games, which is what our channel's named after.
And if you haven't played them, you should.
Yeah,
They're
they're very fun. Just point and click classics. Obra Dinn, The Return of the Obra Dinn would be probably my number one recommendation
Yeah.
if you want a
See?
detective game.
Call of the Sea is amazing. We played Firewatch. That was awesome.
Yeah, if you want a game that's really good, it's a really good mystery and story, but I wouldn't call it a detective game, even though you do get like a full spread like board with strings tied together basically. I would recommend Outer Wilds.
Oh, yeah. Right.
It's kind of an unconventional take on a detective game, but you're very much still solving a mystery and figuring things out.
Curse of the Golden Idol.
Oh yes, the Golden Idol games are so good, especially if you like filling stuff in, like specifically like filling in blanks and information is your shit. Then Obra Dinn and the Golden Idol are for you. All right, so we're related to this man, and this is presumably his wife. Outer Wilds is... I try not to like overhype it to people when I recommend it, because I don't want to come out and be like, it changed my life, it changed how I think about the world, but it did. So all right, this photo has a note attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back is, couldn't make the reunion, wishing you well from Paris, Gwen and the boys. One of them's got a film school jacket on. Yeah, Obra Dinn is excellent.
Do you want to grab their pictures?
Yeah. So is this just a later photo of this Gwen, probably? This photo was tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, "To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible. And Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects. But it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so."
You think that we are going to uncover tragedy for all of the presidents?
There's got to be some sort of...
like Ernie had the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some sort of
family, like, inheritance dynamics.
Oh, good point. Like maybe they keep getting offed on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I haven't played any Shadows of Doubt. I've watched somebody play it. I think Lauren played a little bit at Christmas with Kendall.
Oh yeah.
But we haven't played any on stream or anything. I've heard good things though.
I haven't gone back to it yet, but yeah, it looks quirky and fun.
Mm-hmm. So the second time we've seen Ernie mentioned.
Okay, so Debbie and Ernie with the daughter Nicole. Wow, my dog just farted and it was so loud.
Oh no! At least you know it's coming. Okay, Debbie and Ernie and Nicole.
And I assume Ernie had the job before Carl, or maybe like 2 removed from Carl.
Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, and then maybe somebody later in this generation, and then
Mhm.
earlier in this generation, and then it went to Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, I've hit that point where I'm a little overwhelmed. All right.
Yeah.
I want to look at this. Miracle Jr. I want to Google.
How do we still not have Elias and Gwyneth right?
I think it's potentially job related.
Oh.
Miracle Roottrees Estate. Arrived so late in his mother's life, doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. Miracle Roottrees Jr. arrived and became the family's second vessel for the higher power. So Miracle had 2 boys. I'm assuming that he named the first one Miracle Jr.
Yeah.
There's apparently a Miracle the Third somewhere.
Oh. Well, so... Oh, I see what you mean. Because he's a miracle that he ended up having a child. Not that the second born of his was way later, too.
Right, yeah. Seemed like he
Yeah.
had a kid at 23. And then when I went to type it in, there was 3 miracles in here, so I'm assuming...
Oh, wow. Okay, so it could be one of their children.
This is probably Miracle the Third. I guess
Yeah.
somebody else could have named a kid Miracle, but like it feels like it's these 3.
Yeah, it's probably this.
So if they're locked in, they're yellow. So we have him right.
Yeah.
I'm worried she's not necessarily a farmer. Because it said she was.
Gave it up to be a housewife.
Yeah, and then like Lauren was saying that Gwen is the first one who isn't a housewife. So she came from a family of farmers, but.
I see. That would make Margot a housewife.
Yep.
Okay. I think she tooted because she has to go out.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I
No,
will be
you're
right back.
good. You're good. I still don't know her name. gonna Google Stephanie Jones. Candidate for city council. Okay. Um. Sherlock Crime and Punishment. We did play Crime and Punishment. It is very good. You're totally right. We also played Disco earlier this year. Yeah. Yeah, it's the detective genre. I feel like the mystery detective genre can like take on so many different types of games. Like you can have something like this where you're just kind of filling in the blank and making it make sense, which kind of lines up with like Golden Idol or Obra Dinn. And then you have something like Disco Elysium, which is like unlike anything I've ever played. And then you have like Outer Wilds, which is unlike anything I've ever played. Like both of those games are so unique to me. Yeah, it's just it's kind of wild. And then Sherlock Crime and Punishment is like a kind of classic detective game. We have the rest of the games in that series too that I've picked up in the Steam sales, and we'll play those also at some point. Miracle Jr. The 3 Generations of Miracles tour. In his 68th year on God's earth. All right, so they absolutely kept it in the I think this is Miracle the 3rd. Nice. Okay. I think he was also a preacher. And same here. She's locked in. Miracle the Third and his wife Nicole, who are said to be the youth pastors.
Okay, I'm back. I saw you got 3.
I did. Yeah, these 3, we got a flyer for their world tour. Their preaching world tour.
Yeah.
So I entered them all in and put their occupations in. So yeah, we have this Miracle now. She got locked in. She got locked in.
Okay.
And he's locked in. So, but it just said that Miracle the Third's wife Nicole Yeah, but there's like a kid, Nicole, that's like this child.
Oh, right. Right, Ernie and Debbie have a Nicole.
Yeah, it's funny, like I start to fuss about like, oh, there's too many people with the same name in this family, but the way there are so many repeat names in my family, and like,
Yeah.
or people will like date someone with like a sibling's name or a cousin's name, and you're just like, oh my god, like there's almost certain names where I'm like, we got to rule that one out. No more Codys, no more Gabes. We're done with those.
Can't have them.
And like I have a Lorna and a Lauren. That's close enough. Thank you.
I know. We're both your sisters. Yeah.
Every single name, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know which Nicole is which,
Yeah.
but this is one of them. Or this is one of them, sorry.
Yeah, okay. I was like, wait. Oh, he just hasn't been yet. Wow, well, we got all the main ones. Oh,
Yeah, well, he has been locked in. Oh, Miracle Jr. This one hasn't been
Yeah.
locked in. I googled her and nothing super came up.
Okay.
Full article in the Butler County Times. So, like, if we were to do this
Oh, yeah.
and do Stephanie Jones. Stephanie Landon until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones.
Okay.
Grew up in a home without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entirely female influence. Distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother Caroline, a local artist who's appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past, has often come out opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love into the world. Okay.
Okay, so her mother ended up having a female partner.
Yeah, but I think he's the relative here.
Well, you think that because of the note?
Yeah. Carl, I don't... We see eye to the candy company. I mean,
right, but
it could be that she and Carl are relatives, but like there was also
I mean, she's white.
that
and
note
it
in
said that
Lauren's
she's
diary that said something about bringing home people you'd get arrested for marrying or something. So it makes me think there's they brought a black person into the family in this generation. Is my theory. My brothers all seem to pursue passive knowledge. The most rebellious thing any of us did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry anywhere south of Pennsylvania. So I think one of Lauren's sisters-in-law was a black woman.
Okay.
Which would make it one of Carl's cousins?
Right. Why did it say that Stephanie is distantly related to the Roottrees then? Because that makes it weird for them to be together. It was in that one. It's just further down.
Distant cousin of the Roottrees. Yeah, so maybe she's not on here, or she's like one of these, like twice divorced and then like like maybe adopted.
Oh.
So maybe this is Carl and Stephanie.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because these people wouldn't be Roottrees because they came from the Mordens. So that would make sense that they were called distant cousins of the Roottrees. That would be my guess. It fits the generation era.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean, we don't know that for sure.
And then she married a Rootree. Well, so his.
No, I'm thinking. I don't.
You're not thinking that anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. And he says CM like Morden.
Oh.
So I think it is that family line.
So that could be her dad. Or mom. Caroline Morden, maybe? What's her mom's name?
Mm-hmm. Her mother, Caroline. Okay. I think this is Stephanie.
Yeah. Landon. And then, so that would make
This
her,
Caroline?
yeah, Morden.
And it didn't say anything about her parents.
Just that she divorced a man, I assume, and got with a woman. I also assume. And then
Yeah.
Stephanie is married to Brian.
I don't think he's on. Oh, here he is. Okay. BRY Brian Jones. We have not played Grim Fandango. I also have bought that one a long time ago on a Steam sale.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
So we don't know this woman's name or this presumably man's name. Because she's their child.
Right.
Okay. What else can we kind of...
Did we put her job? I might have missed that.
Oh, I don't think we did. Politician. Nice.
Yay!
You're listening to It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most
Oh?
notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a
is that
local
in our
psychologist
position now?
about
We
who
have
would do
that
such
now.
a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
I mean, okay. Investigative jazz.
I mean, it's very accurate. This does feel like investigative jazz.
Someone with a key to the office took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to the recent storm. The Roottree curse. Yeah, people be getting murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or there's just like everyone that becomes president tragically dies and they are cursed. It's like supernatural.
It could be like a full actual curse. When I pulled. So he's got a film school jacket on, so we could reasonably say that her older son, actor, or a director, probably, was in filmmaking of some kind.
Media mogul. Screenwriter. There's lots of options.
Yeah. Let's see if we can parse this one out. Maybe a little bit
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
Wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, but he ended up in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He insisted the four of us stand together, so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind. Wynn's not in it. Grandma insisted we include Sam. So this, I think, is because that picture is this generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the dude in the rainbow tie, I think, are also
Oh.
miracles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think this is
Mm-hmm. And he's the younger.
he's the little baby. Yeah.
Wow. Well, so Miracle's a 5-piece, so that could be Big Miracle, and then the little one is Miracle Jr.
Oh, he is so much younger. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. I think that's him. And this is him as an adult man.
Okay, then. Do we know who the lady on the right is?
No. So this is a man. These are men. Maybe Angie?
That's the woman, yeah.
I don't know if this is a woman or not. But we could guess that that's Angie.
So
only
don't know
one
who's
too good to
Sam.
make an appearance was Gwen. So this woman is also in that generation. Because I think these are both women.
Then who's Sam in that picture? Do we think it's the... Well, no.
None of us knew why, including Sam.
I
These
mean,
four
he's got his hand on the
siblings.
kid like it's his kid, right?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
So maybe Sam's a woman? Do we know Sam is a man?
We don't,
Was-
but
Were
if they were part of their generation, why would she be annoyed that they're in the picture?
Right, yeah, I feel like... What's the one where she talked about Sam a lot? Entry titled Sam from Lauren's diary. Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for some time. Excuse me. Seems like he would be a much older person. Older than the people in this generation.
Yeah. Granny had sisters. And Granddad had So it might make sense that it's like Zach's sister since they're not technically related. But she's not mad about Zach getting it.
No, and in fact, she talks about Angie somewhere in here.
Oh, does she?
Angie summoned. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't recognize Sam. When I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was Copper. I'm wondering if she's the redheaded lady. Working alongside
Okay.
farmhands. When he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work.
Do we think maybe Sam is trans? Do we think this is that kind of game
I don't know.
where they could?
This doesn't look like blueprints. Listen, I need a break. I've been playing so much blueprints. I've been playing so much. I'm in deep.
Yeah, and Hannah's playing it on her own now, so on Mondays we're gonna be deviating.
Yeah. All the VODs of me continuing the like deeper puzzles are on YouTube if you want to watch them. I'm only like 65% done. Don't tell me that. Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. One who works on the farm.
See, none of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons. You see what I'm saying? Like, they keep talking about it as if she was born a woman, but is doing very masculine things. And then they're like, don't ask about her at the wedding, you know? It's just my musing.
Just doesn't. It seems like there's not enough people in this photo.
You're right, yeah.
The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. And there are 1, 2, 3 top secret. Sam probably. So
Oh
there's-
yeah.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are supposed to be in this photo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then Sam.
So, who's the parent of the one that just has the one child? Have we filled that in?
Which
Next to the top secret.
Elias Jr.
Okay, so it would be a direct Rootree. See, here's the thing. I think what happened, Sam maybe went by another name or something, and then transitioned, and now grandma's like, okay, this is your distant relative, even though it's just their relative. Like, they reintroduced them and pretended it's not the same person.
Yeah. Certainly could be. It just still seems to me like there's not enough people in this photo, and I'm confused by it.
Well, then, so Angie would be the girl on the right, and then Sam would be that one. And then that's enough people.
So we think this is Sam.
That's.
There is like
Yeah. So I think maybe they were Samantha, and then maybe the top secret will be they like changed the last name too. I don't know. Imagine if I'm way off and I'm just.
I mean, we'll find out. Alright, I say we start Googling randos. Zachariah
Okay.
Morden. Cacarih. Yeah.
Huh.
And he was president?
Who's a president? Oh, maybe it's just under Zach.
Son of James and Gwendolyn Morden.
Wait, Gwen?
Gwen, yeah, but there's like a million Gwen.
Oh.
Okay, so what if we just search?
Yes, just Zach.
Nope.
Oh.
All right. does she say? The first Rootree woman to be anything other than a housewife. So I think we can reasonably say she was a housewife.
Yeah, because she's older than.
She was a housewife.
Yeah.
That's a mystery.
Yeah, we don't know.
These are men, and then she was an actor.
She's the first, yeah.
And then we got housewife and housewife. Okay. Use of a person's most recent occupation and surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after marriage.
But remember, the man took her last name, didn't he? Because oh wait,
No, these guys ended up as Mordens.
was that
This lady's husband took her.
her? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this lady. She's Gwendolyn Rootree. So there's another Gwendolyn somewhere else who in this tree who is a Gwendolyn Morden.
Okay.
I need you guys to start from the beginning, know what's going on. We're this family right here. This man, his wife, and their 3 daughters died in a plane crash, and
They got some money.
yeah, they come from a big money family. So we're, for some reason that's kind of sketchy, trying to sort out the whole family tree.
Yeah.
Carl's gone.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game. Is the Roottrees are dead. So he did. I mean, maybe we already have our theories that like there's some
Yeah.
murder and subterfuge definitely happening here. Angelica Morden, maybe we Google her. Or maybe Angie. Okay. Who else would be a good Google name to do? We tried
Can we look up
Elias.
Ernie? We
Look
don't
up-
know their last name, though, do we?
Who?
Ernie from the
Hmm.
like Ernie and Nicole and
No, I don't think we know.
yeah. Let's see. What about the Roottrees that like her brothers, the 2 brothers that we don't know which one's older and which one's younger? Clancy
And
Edward.
Edward. Let's look up Edward.
man.
That's so Carl. I mean, this man's vibe has not changed. This is a photo of him from like 20 years before this. I love that there's like a whole branch of the family that was like, we're gonna do the righteous gemstones bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And just- their name's Miracle, and they all became preachers. I want to read this. So, to Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible. And Ernie, more than anyone else on earth, knew how busy your job can be. So Ernie was, I think, the president before Carl. And
Yeah.
enclosed a Shiva candle.
For those outside the faith, do you think Ernie is the other miracle boy?
That's a good point. Of this generation, like this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mads.
Oh, yep. And then Ernest Jr. There's two of them. That makes sense.
But why is their last name Madsen?
Oh. Why is their last name? So you're sure that's not a woman? Because they do say the miracle boys.
Yeah, Miracle's Boys. Lauren refers to Miracle's Boys at one point. She says, Angie summed all the next gens to a secret, but the rest of us, including Miracle's Boys. So all the next gens, including Miracle's Boys, I would assume.
Yeah.
So where could Ernie be that he would be a last name? Over here, he's going to be a Morden. Don't know what's going on here.
Could
Maybe
be
here? They had
Oh,
a
maybe.
kid, and maybe. Well,
I don't see her kid being religious. Who did Angie Roottrees marry? Do we know?
James Morden.
Morden. Oh, okay.
Or no, that was her. No, we don't know who Angie. That James is her
Could
dad.
be hers as well then.
Yeah. Yeah, Ernie. But it's like they only talk about one kid. Ernie was a man full of love. It's possible to express my gratitude for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole. So it's like, I feel like whoever these people are, there's only one kid.
But they have an Ernest Jr. in the names list.
I mean, that could be the guy that died.
Then who would be above?
I mean, it could be here. It could be like this
Oh,
could be
true.
Ern, and then this could
That
be
could be
Ernie,
Ernest.
and then or like Ernest Jr. and then this could be Nicole.
That's true.
Or, I don't know. I don't know.
There's too many. There's too many options.
There's a lot of it's. You know, Thanksgiving with this family is hell. Honestly.
Truly.
Any holiday is, you know, it's bad. So we've got Angie. Or no, this is Gwendolyn Rootree.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband James, and then her daughter Angie.
Then we've got Pop on the left, and
I
we
guess
not locked him in.
Eli Jr.
He did.
We don't have his profession.
Yeah, he was a lawyer, wasn't he?
It says in her thing, I highlighted it. Because architects, preachers, and lawyers.
I think he was a lawyer, because somewhere it says the lawyer for the company.
That was his dad, wasn't it? Not her brother. Her dad was the lawyer. Her father was the head lawyer
Yeah.
for Rootree.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have this guy's occupation.
But we can put in her dad's occupation.
Oh yeah, he was a lawyer.
I also imagine Clancy as a professor, if that's an option. If he's giving lectures.
Yeah, what was he lecturing on?
The Middle Ages?
Middle Ages? Could be like a historian or professor.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1 all the way done, 2 all the way done, 3 all the way done,
Eesh.
4 all the way done.
Oh no. Okay.
But it's, yeah, blood relatives. Yeah, so I don't know.
Hmm. Somebody had twins, didn't they? I forgot about that.
Yeah, they did. This dude was married 4 different times, specifically with blondes.
You think this is the husband of
Gwen.
Gwen?
Williams isn't on here.
Yeah.
Maybe that was his stage name.
Cornwall. So his last name is Cornwall. Yep. Wild Bill is definitely better than that. Huh. So R Rootree.
For the second kid.
Why is that not? Why is it in a box?
Girl, I don't know. Maybe this was her first marriage. No, I don't know. But she was saying it was about her second kid, right?
Oh right, pregnant again.
So Robert and Ronald.
Hmm.
I'm gonna highlight that though. All right, who else could we? Marguerite? Did we look her up? Clancy Edward Rootree.
Yeah.
This fucking last name, man.
Ooh, okay. Hmm. What was that other one? Roottrees versus RR.
So Robert or Ronald Rootree.
Yeah. Born out of wedlock.
Person in question was born out of wedlock. Without completely dissolving the trust.
What would a person born out of wedlock look like on that board? There's no ring.
What's going on here? So Clark
split up.
got married to Danielle. They divorced. Got married to this person. They had a kid.
They-
Or did he have a kid?
with another person.
Like he was married to the... Because otherwise it would look like the T.
Right.
But it's not connected to this woman. It's just like... So maybe this is a child out of wedlock?
Yeah, and then they split up, and then he got married.
And had 2 kids. So yeah, maybe that. For having such a big family, that doesn't happen all that often.
Yeah. The old-timey ways.
Yeah. So it literally says there's 4 on this page versus 1 on this page.
Yeah.
What is it? Versus 3 versus 15.
Oh, right. There are a lot of names in this one. His sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Okay, so it's Angie that's got the twins.
Yeah.
You could probably put it in the, yeah.
Rafferty. I bet this is Chris Rafferty.
Okay.
And then these 2 are Rafferty LaRue.
Okay. That
But there is a LaRue here, Diamond LaRue. But why would they have the name Rafferty when that was Clark's, like, father's last name? But I feel like this person's gonna have the same last name as Clark.
mhm. Mm-hmm.
And then Jessica and Katrina are down here.
Yeah.
Elias Rootree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. And that's these two, right? We're pushing to include Sam?
Yeah.
I have many distant relatives. Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages. Didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. Uncle Junior.
He married Patsy.
God damn it. When I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Swore he saw Sam working alongside the farm hands. Edward Clancy and John. Or, no, not Edward Clancy, but just EC and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm. All three are on the books. Miracle's youngest, not my brother.
Yeah, how do we differentiate those Eli's?
Yeah, I don't know. We know where they go. We just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad maybe so? It's like Sam is like not a relative. It seems like.
But I think they are. And Granddad knows that, but doesn't want it getting out.
So we think this Clancy is her brother, right? Not her dad. Like Clancy Jr. told me everybody got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president. That's what he gets for holding on to it. Architects, preachers, and lawyers. So
Somebody's an architect.
it's gonna be this son.
Yeah. Okay, let's see which ones did it. Okay.
Okay, and those two were right.
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it. But I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I guess that means I've officially confessed.
Uh-huh.
I'm a root tree. I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of.
Okay.
If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more. In person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
Gosh, okay.
Oh.
All right. So who did we not have right?
Her
So
must not be a
she's-
housewife.
Must not be
Yeah.
a housewife.
And then we don't have Clancy, right? He's giving lectures, so I just.
He's giving a lecture on Middle Ages. Maybe it just means like he was lecturing her. Where does it say that?
That's just not how it's written.
No, but where was this? Okay.
And he's definitely Carl's dad.
Yeah, she said. I think it was in this one. No. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy.
Ah.
So I think that means Pop forced
Yeah.
Clancy to send Carl.
Yeah.
To the academy. Which makes me wonder. I'm inclined to think he's not in this line. Because there's something weird going on that we just don't.
Right.
I feel like I'd be surprised if someone in this line became president. I think maybe they're a little bit ostracized somehow. But we did see Carl and his second cousin Ernie Jr. spearheaded Root. But then didn't it say in this, for those outside the faith? So maybe it is this cousin?
Yeah.
And this would be Ernie Sr.?
But Ernie
Oh,
Jr.
But
has
Madsen.
Oh, right.
Fuck! Why do they have a different last name? Hold on. He unburdened himself with the Roottree name. Miracle Roottree Jr. So it is Madsen. Okay. But he kept. Wait, what? Miracle Roottree Jr. arrived. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level.
Right, but we're putting in people's birth names.
But that wouldn't explain why his brother has a different last name. If this man unburdened himself from the name Roottree, and we thought these were the Ernies, like him
Well,
changing it doesn't
Ernie-
necessarily mean his brother would.
Ernie Jr. has a daughter. So those couldn't be the Ernies.
Oh, Ernie Jr. has a daughter?
I think so. It's in the letter.
This one?
Yeah.
Ernest Madsen Jr. Previous president died unexpectedly.
So is he not even related? He's got a
Unless he's here.
yeah.
Like maybe this was Ernest Sr., one of these is Ernest Jr.
Yeah.
Nicole.
Mhm.
But they're not blood relatives. Or Ernest Sr. wouldn't have been.
Right. And then the wife is Debbie.
Oh, it's Debbie. This wife?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Carl's the teenager in the middle. So, like, Clark and Lauren are probably going to be in this photo. James is probably going to be in this photo.
Bonnie. Ernie is in that one, apparently.
Next, President Guy Hudson. Caroline. Eli.
Oh, look.
She looks pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Is that Lauren?
No. Because her son, she only has the one son, Clark. And he's the
right.
same generation
Oh, he's
as.
his dad. Yeah, no. Mm. It looks like a young. No. Never mind. The child in the middle looks like she could be mixed race. So, like, one of her brothers married a black woman.
I'm wondering if it's her.
That was my first thought too, but remember in her note she did say that one of her brothers brought home someone that it would be illegal to do so outside of Pennsylvania or whatever.
Yeah. And it doesn't say Stephanie's in this photo. It says Caroline is. Who should be the same age-ish as Carl. Is anybody with glasses yet?
That's a good thought. Maybe they'll have perfect vision.
See, he's only got the one eye. Which I guess makes sense for him to have the glasses in this photo rather than just wearing an eye patch. He just maybe... Because it said he had a lot of health problems, so maybe he lost vision in the other eye too or something. I'm wondering if this is Caroline, pregnant with Stephanie.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna make that guess. Jim Roottree, the musician, is in the photo. This dude. So, like, which... This one, maybe, probably? That looks like a...
Or the
For him.
guy with that guy, yeah.
Sort of.
The guy in the front also has a. Oh no, it's from the water damage. It's like he's got a trippy jacket.
Yeah. I feel like...
Ooh, look at his eyes.
That shirt almost looks the same. I think that's Jim.
Okay.
Who are you?
You know, there's two young girls right there.
This girl reminds me of Emma Corrin as Princess Diana from The Crown.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who the fuck Bonnie is. Maybe this kid,
Maybe.
but like in relation to who she is, I don't know. Next president, Guy Hudson. No idea who that is. Ernie, Caroline, Gwyneth M, and Gwendolyn.
Mm-hmm.
Gwyneth M. Which one is that? So we've got Gwendolyn up there. Are these twins in this photo? These two look like twins.
Yeah. They do.
They have the red hair, which I don't know how much stake we want to put in that. If we think that Sam, you know, maybe passed on red hair, but like we could say that these are the twins. So maybe this isn't right. Because they look very similar.
They do. Nobody else really looks like twins.
No. It doesn't say Eli M is in this. So Eli M would be over here. One of these Eli's. There's
And then there's an Eli, in that
here
section.
Eli and Edward. I think.
Yeah.
So maybe one of these is Eli C, and where did we read about?
It's in Lauren's diary. She's like, Eli not my brother, but the youngest miracle.
Oh, right. Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Even chimed in.
I mean, EM would make sense for Miracle, and then EC would make sense for Clancy.
Mm-hmm. We just don't know if it's Edward or like which one's Edward, which one's Eli.
Yeah.
I don't think it said.
Well, so if we assume that Eli is the one who married a black woman, then they wouldn't have had that child. So that would be Edward's kid.
What were you? So you? Why did?
In her little diary, she says that the craziest thing any of us did was bring home someone like that. But Pop got over it because Edward.
Edward is set to take over his apartment once he retires.
Unless that means that Edward did that.
Got over it because Edward is set to take over his apartment.
Yeah.
So like, Edward married a black woman then?
Yeah?
And
That's not how I read it originally, but I think that actually makes more sense.
and this is not a mixed race. I mean,
Person. Yeah, so
we think this is probably
That would be-
Edward, and this is probably Eli C.
yeah.
Over his department once he retires. Pop. So lawyer as
He's
well?
also a lawyer. Yeah.
Passive knowledge. I still think.
Right?
I
That's
still
what I'm
think.
saying. Why didn't it give us that one? Did we ever put in someone Castle for her mother?
Hmm.
Die Hard Dazzler.
That's why Diamond LaRue. So
Diamond's sister. his
Diamond's
cousin.
sister was making music with Clark. So it was
Mhm.
Jim, Diamond, Clark, and Diamond's sister, which is why he ended up having kids named LaRue.
Yeah.
And her name starts with a J. Clark and J, Jim and Diamond.
Yeah.
So this woman.
Jane. Yeah, and then it doesn't really seem like it matters with the kid. Oh no, one might be firstborn. Oh. That's is that a root tree? The girl in the bottom left?
It could be.
Hmm.
I don't know though, because it's certainly not. Can we also. Oh, we have that. Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year. Card from 96 include pictures of Jim and Diamond's young son Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies.
So that's Wolf.
That's Wolf. And that's Jim's and Diamond's son. Listening to his parents' latest music. But we don't know if they had 2 kids.
Yeah.
They would have been Roottrees.
Wolf.
Tessa feels like. Christina and Tessa feel like this generation of kind of names, you know?
Yeah.
A little less traditional, especially like they have a son named Wolf. I don't know.
I should probably head off soon.
Okay, yeah, we can call it. I'm gonna look up the Floozies and see anything.
Ooh.
Beef baby. So this is the daughter. Nikki and Nina. What were the names that Let's see.
There's a Candies.
Yeah,
Who's the lead singer?
it could be Candy and Wolf.
And then musician. And
Child.
student? That kid looks young. Yeah.
I guess she could also be a student, depending on how old
Yeah.
she is. Okay. I think we'll save there. Does it just save your... Yeah. All right. That's going to be it for us tonight. But this is fun. I'm enjoying it. It's so chill.
I like
Into
a lot.
it. So yeah, we'll see you guys next Monday and enjoy the rest of your week.
Bye bye.